Hello, welcome back to Rory Football. Hope you're all good. You probably realise I've not been as on it as I normally am with my uploads. To be honest, you probably haven't noticed. No one watches this anyway. But yeah, I didn't do reviews of our last two games of the season. Reason being is after that terrible day at the cup final, I couldn't give a shit if we finished top four anymore. I got really annoyed and I barely watched any of our last two games of the season. So I wasn't in a position to talk about it really. But yeah, we have another cup final coming up, a chance to actually salvage something from this season, which is, you know, I've got to be honest, personally, one of my least enjoyable seasons of all time. However, it could be one of our greatest because we have, of course, the Champions League final on Saturday. If you're wondering why the background doesn't look as sort of incelly and losery, that's because I'm not at mine at the moment. I'm at my girlfriend's, which is also the reason why I will not be in Porto on Saturday, because it's her birthday this week. And obviously not going to Porto was entirely my decision, and here is where I'd rather be. We're going to go with that anyway. That's what I need to keep telling myself to keep myself sane. Anyway, on to what we're actually doing today. If you cast your minds back, I think probably about 10 videos ago, I don't know, not counting, I reacted to all of our Champions League semi-final defeats in a bid to mentally prepare me for the Real Madrid game, which we had coming up, because I didn't think we were going to win, and I thought the best way to sort of ease the disappointment would be to just remember that we've been through it before, we've been hurt before, relive it, open some old wounds, and build me up. However, Chelsea pulled out the bag. We absolutely destroyed Real Madrid, beat them 2-0 at home, and went through an aggregate to now to face Manchester City in the final in Porto. So as you probably worked out by now, or if you've read the title and not just blindly clicked on the first video to pop up in your subscription box, I'm going to be reacting to the 2008 final, which of course we lost to Manchester United in Moscow in the rain. I'm not looking forward to it. I've not seen this back ever. I've seen clips that obviously they've used certain moments. We all know the big moment that's come up many a time, but I've never sat down and watched the highlights properly again, because why would I? So yeah, this could be a traumatic experience. Sort of, I think I was about maybe 8-9 years old when this happened. I remember watching it in my house with my brother. My dad was over in Moscow and he rang me at full time and I just burst out crying. And it was generally one of the saddest days of my life. So let's keep things cheery and crack on with it. Yeah, so that's enough of an intro. Let's get into watching it. There's a certain buzz which like Champions League final brings. I love those nets, like those see-through nets. They just sort of add to the sort of UEFA feeling of the whole thing. We had a great team today as well. I think, the Man United team was fantastic, and Wes Brown. But yeah, Ronaldo, this is the season he really burst onto the scene. Let's get into this. From what I remember, they were virtually all over us in the first half, and then we, came back in the second half in extra time. Petr Cech, my mate, met him on the cup final day. Ronaldo up against Essien. Essien wasn't a right back. He was a fantastic player, but he was no good at right back. Ronaldo, it's like I said after the Iniesta goal. I feel like if you're going to lose games and you're going to concede, you want it to be from the best players in the world. And Ronaldo was the best player in the world this season. I'm more of a Messi fan. I think Messi is better overall, but Ronaldo was phenomenal, particularly this season. I think to play in England and get 50 goals or whatever it was fantastic. It's funny, we had one corner in Munich and scored, and we seemed to have loads in Moscow and they just came to nothing. But good save from Van der Sar. What a save. I remember this double save. I remember when this happened, I thought we were going to win, because that's an unbelievable save from him. From Petr to his friends like me. This was so good. Like I said, it was about like the nets, the pitch. Like, this is Champions League. Like I personally feel the Champions League lost its magic when on the footballs, the stars became white and the other bits became coloured, like we have nowadays. Whereas back in the day, that it was the other way around, and I think it just looked better. Like, as good as the game could be technically on Saturday, it's not going to be as Champions League as this, if that makes any sense. Like, for me, the 2007 final between AC Milan and Liverpool is the Champions League final. Oh, and then it's Lampard putting it in. It gets sort of forgotten about Frank Lampard scored in a Champions League final. Like, you know, obviously not to get into Gerrard Lampard comparisons, but Gerrard gets a lot of credit for scoring a Champions League final, but Lampard did as well. That's a red card. That's definitely a red card. Carvalho, unbelievable player, but if VAR was around, he would have been useless. Right, into the second half now. This is where, if I remember correctly, we were by far the better team from here on in. I think we definitely hit the post at some point. I've got to be honest, I remember the game being a bit better than this, personally, but yeah, Ronaldo getting forward. That it's a lot more cagey than I remember. I remember it being quite end to end and tense and nervous about, you know, us missing lots of chances. Oh, that's a pen. VAR, that's probably given. And, well, with this game and penalties doesn't go too well. Drogba, that was the post. Yeah, I remember that. Drogba, his cup final record is obviously, like, unbelievable, but this was not his best game. But if that had gone in, you know, he would have been even more of a legend than he was. Cole, 5 minutes to go. Oh, I mean, Ferdinand and Vidic were just phenomenal to this game. Joe Cole, such a good player. Joe Cole, really underrated. I don't think he made the most of his abilities, personally. It's full time. I think, like, one thing I've taken away from watching it back is that we had so much more fight and leadership in this game. Like, you know, we were marginally the better team, I think, but the main takeaway is that we wanted to win this. Like, maybe I'm just still a bit bitter about the FA Cup final, but to go out with such a whimper like we did in pretty much our last 2 FA Cup finals, we've not really shown everything we can do. It's really disappointing, and, you know, watching these legends, these, like, leaders, these winners fight it out is, you know, it's making quite nostalgic, even though it's a game that we lost. And if we are going to lose on Saturday, which we probably will, can we at least go out fighting and be the better team? But yeah, let's get into the most horrible part of the video, which is the second half. Carlos Tevez, another fantastic player. There's so many great players on the pitch. It really was one of the most even Champions League finals for me. Lampard, that was the one. I remember that. Brilliant play from Lampard to spin and then hit the bar. Fine margins, man. I wonder what the XG was for this game. I reckon we might have even won it. Anelka coming on. Man, Anelka was a really good player for us, but he definitely started really poorly. And obviously, as we know what happens later, John Terry, unbelievable clearance there. Half time of extra time. Yeah, we lose the game in this half. I know we lose on penalties, but we should have won it in this half. Obviously, you can see players falling over all the time. The pitch was clearly, like, proper slippy as we learn to. Yeah, this is a horrible bit. I remember this is scrap, and Drogba, he's such an idiot. He's such a moron here. Didier, man, for God's sake. Like, he would have took the penalty. We know the story. We've already talked about it many times before, but it's so annoying to have a player like Drogba, who's such a winner and such a leader, and he knows what he's doing on the big occasion, just to do something stupid like that and get himself sent off and mean that we've got to hold on for these last few minutes was really disappointing. Here we go, penalty shootout. Look at those 24 shots that game we had in a Champions League final. Unbelievable. Tevez is up first. Good penalty. Great player. Michael Ballack. I mean, the fact that Ballack wasn't a regular start for us shows how good that team was, and that's a great penalty. Carrick, yeah, really good pen. Giuliano Belletti, yeah. Belletti, he's already won a Champions League for Chelsea technically. By scoring the goal against Arsenal, he really saved us. Ronaldo, great save from Czech. I thought this was it. This was their best player. This was their poster boy, missing in the final. Lampard. Van der Sar should have saved that, really. It's a poor pen from Frank. Hargreaves. Oh, if Czech gets there, man. If Czech gets there, we've won it. Ashley Cole. Such a good penalty taker, isn't he? Although Van der Sar, again, does almost get there. Nani. Czech again. Gets her fingers on that. This is it. John Terry. That's it. That moment there is the worst moment of virtually every Chelsea fan's footballing supporting life. Obviously, there's bigger issues out there. Man, the way he hits it, he slips and he hits the post. Van der Sar's gone the wrong way, and we lost at this point. At this point, there was no way we were going to win. Anderson smashed it down the middle. Klou, man, if Klou took fifth, we would have fucking won. Ryan Giggs, yeah, good pen. And then this is up next is obviously Anelka. Nico, good save. We've lost. Van der Sar. It's gutted. The only sort of I think the only thing you can really take from it is that losing this made Moscow feel better, but we should have won this game. I feel we could have won the game. It's so overwhelming to watch it back again. But that Manchester United team was unbelievable. They won the league 3 times in a row. They reached, I think, 3 out of 4 Champions League finals or something crazy like that. So we did lose to one of the best club sides ever. But you got to think, like, maybe if we didn't have Avram Grant, if we had another manager, Mourinho, at the time, if we start with him, we might have won. If Drogba hadn't been sent off, we might have won. Terry, if he just hadn't slipped, we would have won. So it's a tough one, and I think whatever happens on Saturday, it's not going to hurt as much as that for me. Because, well, a couple of reasons. Firstly, because the age I watched it, at that age, football is your entire life. So it everything feels amplified. But I think more so, it's like that team, we had such a connection with. Every single player who played in that game is like one which I think all Chelsea fans would consider a fan's favourite. Whereas there's plenty of players in the current squad that I don't like, that other supporters don't like, that we argue over on Twitter over. So yeah, it weirdly, like, you know, if we've been through this, we can go through whatever Saturday throws at us. So yeah, sort of hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously much shorter than the other one because we've only ever lost one Champions League semi-final. Little prediction for the game on Saturday. I think we are going to lose. I think we're going to get beaten quite comfortably. Unfortunately, what I've learned about this team this season is that while we have some very good players, some very technical players, some very promising young players, this squad has no bottle whatsoever. To lose an FA Cup final the way we did to Arsenal last year, and then to lose to Leicester this year when we're heavy favourites in both, the way we almost bottled top 4, the way we lost the penalty shootout to Tottenham this season, I just think this team's got no bottle. There's no winners, and I think City will win 3-0. That being said, I will watch it full of hope. If you're going out to Porto, have an amazing time. As much as you can with all the restrictions and stuff. You've been jumping through hoops to get there. As I said, I can't get there because I've got other commitments. Also, they weren't doing shifts at the Porto ground, so I can't sneak in like I did for the FA Cup final. But yeah, that's all. I'll be back with a 90-second review of the final, which will be my last sort of video of the season. I might do some stuff over the summer. But yeah, it's been fun being back on YouTube. So hope you enjoy, and I'll see you when I see you. Oh, and actually, subscribe to my other channel. That's in the links in the description. I'll be having more content on there while the football season's off. So, yeah, now finally, in a bit.
We're gonna play football, 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 all around the world.